microbes that produce oxygen in the dark. Though there have been few microbes known to produce oxygen, these exist in very specific habitats and extremely limited quantities. Now, microbes have been found that produce oxygen without sunlight deep underwater. The microbe's scientific name reads Nitrosopomylus maritimus and is called ammonia oxidizing archaea. For the longest time, researchers and scientists were confused at how these microbes could exist in such large quantities in waters without oxygen, considering they need oxygen to effectively play their role in the nitrogen cycle. The nitrogen cycle is a process in which nitrogen is washed out into the ocean, where it ends up as ammonium. Then, these microbes, the ammonia oxidizing archaea, oxidize this ammonium to nitrite so that their neighboring organisms can convert them back to gaseous nitrogen, thereby completing this cycle. They are so common, in fact, that every fifth cell in every bucket of seawater is one of these little microbes. This, of course, sparked the curiosity of researchers who wondered whether they were merely ghost cells or if they may have a role in oxygen-depleted waters after all. As it turns out, these little guys make their own oxygen. In an experiment, Don E. Canfield, a professor of ecology at the University of Southern Denmark, placed these microbes in waters with oxygen. In minutes, the oxygen was depleted, until shortly after when oxygen levels started to increase. And while the amount of oxygen was certainly not so much that it could sustain the Earth, it was enough to sustain the microbes themselves. And when they do make a little extra, it is quickly taken by other organisms within the underwater neighborhood, meaning the oxygen created never leaves the ocean. Even though microbes are tiny, this is no small discovery. Knowing this about the microbes and the ocean at large gives researchers and scientists more insight into the inner workings of the Earth. The likelihood of this sort of organism lifestyle existing in yet thoroughly unexamined parts of the ocean means that we must rethink our current understanding of the marine nitrogen cycle, said Beat Kraft, an assistant professor in the Department of Biology at the University of Southern Denmark. The next step in their experimentations is to examine various water samples from around the world, starting with the Mariaga Fjord in Denmark and eventually extending to the waters of Mexico and Costa Rica. The ocean is enormous, and it's no huge surprise that so much exists within it. Things that